The house is situated in Leamington Spa, and we're on one of the major through roads called Kenilworth Road. I had an opportunity on my development to take what was the old coach house and develop a family home. I lived in Denmark for 5 years, in the centre of Copenhagen. I lived in Germany for 10 years, and open living is the style. I like Danish style because it's clean, it's simple, and it's very elegant at the same time. So combining German and Danish experience is what we have today.
The overriding driver for the design comes from the tight constraints of the site that had to be balanced with our clients' requirements for space, light and air. Given the proximity of the surrounding buildings, there were very limited aspects that could be used for large amounts of glazing. So the building had to be orientated and managed so that sufficient light could gain into the core whilst also protecting the privacy of the surrounding occupants. We used zinc cladding extensively in this building for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it's extremely durable and long-lasting. It comes in a variety of pre-coloured finishes which have no ongoing maintenance. But also the standing seam details, which is where the detailing rises and falls, can be used to align with other features in the building, such as glazing lines, fenestration and so on and so forth. In this particular part of the town, coach houses and historic secondary buildings are usually constructed in brickwork, so we have used brickwork in the design of this house. But instead of just accepting what would be called a Leamington brick, we've actually used a Danish brick, which has a slightly different module, so everyone recognises it as brickwork, but it actually has a very contemporary feel to it. The design of the indoor and outdoor spaces in this particular property is fundamental to how the glazing systems are being used. We were very keen that the material and level changes were minimised, so that irrespective of whether you're inside or outside the building, you're enjoying a single space, and irrespective of obviously the weather conditions.
Living in the UK does have its advantages and its disadvantages, but one of the things that this house brings all year round is the amount of light coming into the building and the amount of heat within the building. The way that we constructed the building is that the sunshine comes into the house, onto the hard surfaces, heats up the tile floors and acts as a radiator.
The use of natural light in this building was a particular challenge because firstly of its orientation, the southerly aspect was severely limited, but also because the rear wall of the property actually forms the rear boundary of the site, so no windows or openings could be introduced to one of the major facades. The way we handled this was to introduce what's called clerestory lighting, which is the roof line is pulled in and high-level windows introduced on the southerly and westerly sides to pull light into the core of the building. The light well and the staircase well was positioned on the rear wall so that top light could cast right down into the basement level. Basements are still not widely used in this country, but they are an extremely efficient way of increasing internal space without increasing above ground presence of buildings. Historically, we've used a number of different methods of constructing them, but our preferred method is in situ poured concrete, which has a waterproof additive in it, so no additional tanking is required. That also allows us to use the concrete as a visual finish, especially into light wells where the light grey smooth finish is quite effective. It's a perfect foil for the sort of air quality of the space that it encapsulates.
Functionality was one of the major features of the house. We got the kitchen, we got the lounge, we got the open living room, we got the outdoor space coming in. But we also wanted a number of other features. We wanted a cinema room downstairs, or if I put that in other words, I needed somewhere to watch the football. But next to the media room downstairs is a gym, and that was important for the whole family. Again, it goes back to lifestyle and functionality. That's what we wanted in a house, and that's what we built.
We do have a design style in this practice, and it's one of pushing the boundaries of what should and can be acceptable in residential design, rather than slavishly copying what's gone before.
In terms of being a developer, many people expect that developers will build their next house and their next house and their next house. And the conversation was made extremely clear and precise last week. We are not moving. I think that we've made the right decision in building this house with the functionality and the features that the house has.